So, how did you come to acquire some of those special pieces that you have right behind you? You got like toys, you got posters, you got shoes, bowling balls, everything.
I got a lot of this stuff doing my research in the process of making this film as well. Doing the research, seeing what people were talking about. So say for instance, the King Ralph poster, people always ask me like, why do you have a King Ralph poster, a John Goodman up on your wall? I mean, look at his feet. Look what he's got on his feet. And they, oh wow, that's
Grade 5.
Grade 5. It's like, oh, they don't get it, but you know, again, doing the due diligence of, you know, my research, I noticed that a lot of people spoke about different things on television, posters, images, and I said, I gotta find a way to grab all this stuff and put it all in one space so people can see it, sort of like a museum almost. You know, it's tangible, something tangible, something they can see and touch. So.
Okay. So
and purchase, because some of the artwork is for sale as well.
How much, you know, for like some of these posters? Like, you got the Space Jam poster.
Yes.
Is that for sale?
It is for sale.
How much is that going?
$30. Full size film standard poster.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got MJ on the cover of Slam. Okay.
The Wings poster. We got some Soul Collective posters by Dave White that he was commissioned to do. The Foul Line Dunk poster. This rare Upper Deck poster. And a lot of people ask me for the hair poster, the Michael Jordan hair poster. That was only one I can find. I can't find another one of those.
And you also have Sal's famous pizzeria. You got that box in the background. So you gotta tell us the story behind that.
Wow, the story behind that. I really can't divulge as to how it was obtained, but I gotta say, I used to work for Spike Lee for numerous years. I interned for him right out of high school for 2 years. Then I ended up becoming an executive assistant for another 3 or 4 years, working on films, music videos, television projects, you name it. You know, and along the way, you get things, you know. So there are quite a few things that I don't have in the store that I can put up, but I'm just not putting anything up. I'd rather just keep it in a safe place. Yeah. Anything
you want to name in particular?
No, not really. I mean, it's a lot of good stuff. I mean, things that mean a lot to me because I'm a filmmaker first and foremost. Yeah. Spike is one of my mentors from far away. Having these pieces kind of like reaffirm that things are possible as a filmmaker, as a black filmmaker. So, you know. So
how was it like, you know, working with Spike, one of the greatest filmmakers and the biggest sneakerheads, really, also? Yeah,
it's so crazy because I gotta say, I'll be honest with you. It was an amazing experience to work with Spike, AKA Mars Blackman. I got to learn a lot from him. The experience was invaluable. Even the years that I worked for free, you know, you can't replace that with any type of monetary value because it was the learning process, the learning that I obtained being on set, being around him, taught me a lot. And this is a part of the reason why I'm here today in the shop making a film. So it was an amazing experience. Being a sneakerhead, I gotta say, there were a lot of times, and I might get some flack for this, I don't know, but there were a lot of times I would walk in the office with a pair of sneakers on, and he would look at my shoes, he would look at my feet, and I would say probably the next 2 or 3 days he would have the same sneakers on, and I'm just like, what, like. And it just kept happening, and it got to a point where I was like, when it came to the Jordans, I didn't have any Jordans. He had the J's, and it was like, I can't even mess with that.
Can't even compete.
I can't compete with that because he's got a contract with Nike. Like, what the hell? It's crazy. One day he said to me something about, I think he saw something on my feet. I think I had the Air Max 95s on at one point in time, and I was walking him somewhere to carrying something, and he saw my feet, and he was like, you know, I got a contract with Nike, right? And I'm like, what? Like, why are you telling me this? So like, I know this. Like, what the hell? It was like a competition, but it wasn't really a competition because he got him.
Yeah.
I would go buy him. He would see him. He would make a phone call. They'd be in the mailbox, delivered to the office the next day. But yeah, it was a very unique experience, to say the least.
Was there anything that you saw on his feet and was like, wow?
Oh, the Concords. He had them before. I think he had the Concords. I think before I had seen them on court. To be honest with you, which was insane.
Wait, before MJ wore them on the court?
I'm telling you right now, when I saw them, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are those? Like, what is this? Like, I was just looking like, and he had this look on his face, like, yeah, like, what are you? I'm like, yo. You know, it was a quiet competition, and it really wasn't a competition, but it was a thing where I knew that if I tried to find something very unique and different at a specific sneaker spot downtown Brooklyn, he might not get them, but he got them. And you know, what can you do? You know, the hell.
It's spite.
And that's a different type of competition because now people competing for sneakers, and they're saying I got this and I got that, and it's kind of like, you know, wear what you like. Don't worry about what's hot and what the blogs are talking about, because the companies and the big companies are dictating what you're wearing now.
Yeah.
Essentially, you go to these blogs and you're like, what? Like, get the hell. I'll go to Modell's, I'll find something. I'll go to VIM, I'll find something. I'll go to some random sneaker shop, like some mom and pop shops in the cut. You'll find something, and people will ask you where you got those, and you just don't tell them. That's it. And you set the trends. Because that's where it all began. The streets created this. Yeah. Not these corporations. They just caught on after the fact. We created this culture called sneaker culture, but now it's like hip hop. It's been watered down. It's been pillaged. It's been raped, and now we gotta like do what we want and get it back. You know, make go back underground and like stay away. Get these cats away from us. So, and the cats are corporations, of course. Back in the day, in the '80s, I couldn't afford sneakers, of course. But what I noticed was there was a specific shoe made for something you did, which was like maybe the Agassiz, and like in '87 or '85, whatever. Nobody I knew in the hood was wearing Agassiz to play tennis. They were wearing them because they were ill colors and ill style. Uptowns were for the older cats. I didn't like those because they were really thick sole. But the older cats who play basketball really enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. But now they were a fashion thing now, like cats wearing Uptowns or Air Force Ones. It's just crazy how we created this. It's taken from us, and now we gotta like fight to get it back because it's insane right now. It really is insane. Another thing I've noticed, and someone said to me recently, and I'm sorry if I'm going to another place. Someone said something like, I've never bought a pair of sneakers from a black man before. I said, what? He said, I never went to a store, that is, and bought a pair of sneakers from a black-owned sneaker store. Mm-hmm. I said, wow. I thought about that, and I said, I haven't either. I've never bought a pair of sneakers from a black-owned business. That is something that it sticks with me now. Like now I have to really be on my A game because that statement meant a lot. And now this guy is coming in all the time buying sneakers for me because it's something that it stuck with him and it resonates with him. And he's telling these other people and they're coming in and it's like, wow, this is very unique, a very unique statement he made and made me think about it. And now I'm like trying to, make sure that everything is all good going forward because it puts kind of some pressure on you, but it also makes you feel good. It's kind of sad as well because, again, we started all this. We don't really own, there's very, very few people of color who own sneaker spots. Now, when I say color, I don't want to go too crazy, but not Arab, because there's a lot of sneaker stores downtown that are Arab owned. And you gotta be careful going on those spots. But that being said, It's just amazing to think about that statement. Like, have you been to any other sneaker spots, black owned, and bought a pair of sneakers? Or were black people in the front selling sneakers and there was someone else in the back with the calculator?
I'm not sure if Success is black owned, but every time I went in there were black people in there. Other than that, I can't say that. Yeah, it's not.
It's crazy to me.
It's a rarity, for sure.
It's rare. It's really rare. And even growing up, I just noticed a lot of the sneaker stores were not owned by black people. We were the consumers, big time consumers. We're still the biggest consumers. We go crazy now for these sneakers. Mm-hmm. But it's like, how do we profit from that? Why are we not taking advantage of this situation? We created, it's like hip hop. It goes back to all over again. I can go on and on about this. I'm sorry. I'm going into another direction.
No, I got you.
I remember Just Dawn and Kanye saying that they're responsible for retros being retro.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No. That's just me repeating what I hear. Shout out to Dawn. No, I'm a Dawn C fanatic. Hats is dope, everything is dope, but that shit was a comical comment to me.
Every damn shoe that I wanted when I was growing up that my parents wouldn't buy me, that's what I wanted. I wanted a Bronco. I bought a 1973 Bronco convertible.